apart. And what makes the company so special is the amazing product range. And that's what we're going to be focusing on now. There you can see a bit of an overview of the now 100 products that we have, ranging from fitness, beauty, and health. And this health aspect is what we're going to be focusing on this evening. On the left-hand side, the nutritional supplementation. In the middle is more the weight management, weight control, and then across the beauty products on the right-hand side. As I say, we're going to be focusing on that groundstone, the cornerstone for everything, the foundation for everything, being the nutritional supplementation. Now, quite often the question comes, what does PM mean in terms of PM International? Well, quite simply, it means premium. And why premium? Well, the three reasons you can read there: the best results, the highest quality, and the maximum safety. And those three elements are to be recognized through the four badges that you can see there on the screen. On the left-hand side, NTC, the best results. We're going to come on to that in the next slide in more detail. The highest quality, that can be seen through the GMP, the good manufacturing practice. Now, I must say that when I first heard about GMP, it was new to me. I wasn't really aware of it. Just to basically put it in a nutshell, it's the highest form of quality control. It's actually a pharmaceutical standard. Only between about 3 and 5% of products in nutritional supplementation worldwide are made in facilities which adhere to the GMP, the good manufacturing practice standards. What does it mean? Well, it means, for example, that what states on the packaging of the products that PM International, the Fitline products, that's what's inside. It would never say anything like may contain traces of. The highest form of quality control. And as I say, it's higher than the bio, higher than baby nutrition, higher than the pet nutrition that we have. It's the cleanest and the safest form that we know. And also the cologne list, we're going to come on to that in a moment as well, talking specifically about the sports people who are involved with the Fitline products. And TÜV. Now, TÜV is a company which I've seen everywhere since I've been to Germany. If you see the TÜV shield on a car, on an elevator, wherever, you know that it's been independently regulated and checked as being something which functions and operates. Every Fitline product features, for example, a QR code, which I can use my camera on my phone to scan and be taken to an independent website where the products have been regulated by TÜV. It's very, very transparent, and there's no better way of showing the quality and the safety of the products. Now, as I promised, we're going to be looking a bit more detail about the NTC, the nutrient transport concept. Now, this is the game changer. This is the USP, which makes the difference between the Fitline products and anything else worldwide. I'm always very impressed, naturally, when someone mentions to me they're using nutritional supplementation, for example. But the sad truth is that the majority of products out there don't deliver the best results. Why not? Well, because their contents don't go to the parts of the body where we require them. NTC, as you can read there, ensures the opposite, that the nutrients are delivered exactly where they're needed and when they're needed. That's at the cellular level. That means that we're giving the bodies in the cellular level, we're made up of billions of cells, everything that the body needs. And when the body receives that it can produce the amazing results. I often use the example of someone driving their car and coming to a petrol station and needing to fill up the tank. And they get the nozzle in their hand and start squirting petrol all over the car, on the wheels, on the steering wheel, on the boot. Maybe a little bit goes in the hole where it's supposed to go, in the rear view mirror. They can see that they've got to pay some money because on the counter, it's been showing how many liters, how many gallons, and also how many, for example, euros. They go to the cashier and they pay. Is the car going to drive? No, it's not. I've used the petrol, but it's not gone to where it's supposed to go. And exactly is it with NTC as well. It ensures that the petrol goes to the tank being the cells in our bodies, and then our body, the car, can drive. As I say, this is a USP, a unique selling point for PM International. It's a patent. We have over 70 patents with 20 more patents pending. It's something which nobody can replicate, and it's what truly makes the difference. I mentioned earlier about the Cologne list. Now, the Cologne list is a list produced by the University of Cologne here in Germany, showing which products are safe for sports people to use, that they're free from any doping concerns. Now, as a sports person, if I'm going to be using something, I need to be sure that I'm giving my body the safest thing possible. They all have this assurance. And not just this, as we saw earlier, the quality and the results. Now, this call started, well, the dial at 1:45 started a little bit late because we'd been having in German a call with some sports people. And it's truly amazing to hear real experts in their professions talking about their bodies and the differences that the Fitline products have made for them. Now, these sports people use their bodies as their capital. That's what they build their careers on. And they trust in the Fitline products because of those results, because of the safety, and because of the quality. And if something is good for a professional sports person, we're talking about Olympic athletes, then it must be gold value for me. We can see 3 examples of some of the sports people who use the products there on the screen, and alongside the bottom, some of the sporting organizations. And it's very important to know that every single sports person who uses the products uses them exactly as I do, that they pay for the products and they trust in them the same way as I do. Now, as I say, we're going to be focusing upon the nutritional supplementation, and particularly upon the optimal set. Now, the question also which is important to answer is why nutritional supplementation? Well, there are 2 key reasons. Number one, the World Health Organization, the German Society for Nutrition, Swiss Society for Nutrition, etc., recommends that we're eating 5 to 7 portions of fruit and vegetables on a daily basis. The sad truth is, and I can certainly attest to this myself, that 90% of us don't achieve this. So we're not eating the quantity of fruit and vegetables that we need to be. On the other hand, the fruit and vegetables that we do eat don't contain the same quality of vitamins and minerals that they used to. There's a very eye-opening study which one can find online between 1985 and 2002, measuring the reduction of these various nutrients in fruit and vegetables. It's a scary thought to think. I go to a supermarket, I buy, for example, an orange, a carrot, an apple. I expect there to be vitamins and minerals inside these things. The fact is, it's been dramatically reduced. As I say, this report was until 2002. Now, nearly 20 years later, in the best case scenario, these values haven't reduced. The sad reality is that they probably have. So we have gaps in our nutrition, either through our own negligence or simply because the fruit and vegetables that we're eating don't have the quality that we need. So therefore, we need to plug those gaps. And I'm going to stop sharing my screen to see you all a little bit better and to be able to explain a little bit more about an optimal set. Now, I wake up in the mornings, I go into the kitchen and I grab myself a sachet of what's known as a power cocktail. I tear it open, add it into a glass, I add water, and I stir it and I drink it. It's something so simple that even I've been able to achieve this. And in doing so, I'm giving my body everything it needs. I'm closing those nutritional gaps. In here are those 5 to 7 portions of fruit and vegetables. As we've seen before with the NTC, the logo there on the sachet as well, those vitamins and those nutrients coming to the parts of my body where I need them and when I need them. Also included in the power cocktail is our Activize, and this is a B vitamin complex. Good for our blood, good for our brain, bringing oxygen into the body for better energy, but more concentration and general performance throughout the course of the day. Also great as well to use before sport. So I've given my body everything it needs throughout the course of the day. I've got the energy. My immune system is strengthened as a result of giving it those vitamins and nutrients that I need. My digestion is better. My metabolism is better as well. Then shortly before I go to bed, I do the same principle, but with this sachet here of Restorate, like the name suggests, for restoration, for regeneration, allowing my body to have a more relaxing night's sleep. It's also a mineral product, so bringing the alkaline level back up to a level over the course of the day we're over acidified. This isn't healthy for our bodies from the stress, from the environment, from technology, etc. We need to bring that back to a good balance. Whilst I'm sleeping rather, my body is still working, and the Restorate assists and enables my body to sort out what do I need to keep, what do I need to get rid of. So I wake up having felt like I've had a good night's sleep, not that my body has been fighting away during the course of the night. It's also great for the hair, the skin, and the nails as well. Now, young people, children have also the same needs as we do. They have, unfortunately, the same nutritional deficits, the same gaps, which we also need to fill. So whilst we have an optimal set for adults, we have an optimal set as well for children in terms of the Power Cocktail Junior. Also closing the gaps in nutrition and have a great taste as well. So for parents, great to know that they can give their kids everything that they need. So I wake up in the morning, say good morning to my body, get everything it needs. I say good night to my body and help it to have a restoring night's sleep. Now, when I learned about the products about 2.5 years ago, I was one of these people who I wasn't doing very well. I was continuously tired throughout the course of the day, lacking energy, regularly having a bad night's sleep, regardless of how many hours I managed to put in, regular headaches, and my immune system being particularly weak. And I thought that's normal because everybody I know in my age group, I'm now 41 years old, then 38, was doing the same. Well, it's not normal. And the worst thing for me as well, that after a number of sporting injuries, I had quite a few aches and pains in my joints. I wasn't able to be as active as I used to be. I lived quite a sedentary lifestyle, and that affected my quality of life. Then, when I learned about this amazing concept, I was quite impressed. I trusted the person who introduced it to me. I was very curious. I thought, well, I've got nothing to lose. I'll just give it a try. And I was amazed in the shortest space of time by the fabulous results. So much more energy throughout the course of the day, much more restorative night's sleep, also with fewer hours. So less quantity, more quality of sleep, more time for me to enjoy during the course of the day. Headaches gone, immune system totally better. And the best thing for me was that the joint pains cleared up dramatically as everything were active again. That affected and improved my quality of life. I wasn't doing great. I'm doing fantastically. And that's why I just love to tell people about him. It's great not just to hear from me. We're also going to hear from a special young lady who's going to share with us her results, her experience with the products. And that is Chantal. Hi, Chantal. I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Yeah, great. How are you doing, guys? Yeah, I'm Chantal. I'm 22 years old and I'm currently in the UK, married, and I have in general a low vitamin and mineral standard. So when I spoke to my old classmate Eileen, she came up to me and said, "I'm using this product. You need to try them out. They could really help you," because I had a bad sleep as well, a lack of energy. I was constantly unmotivated. So I just tried them out and it took me actually just 2 days. She said it can take like 3 to 4 weeks. It was the second day and I messaged her, "I'm awake." I woke up in the morning and I was the laziest person that has ever existed. I love to sleep on a sofa over the day. I'm, like I said now, I'm having more energy. I'm sleeping through the nights. I'm not tired anymore. I can't say about my immune system because of COVID, we're all sitting at home, obviously. But yeah, that's mine.
That's amazing. Thank you so much. And that's, one of the amazing things. Yes, there are some things which one experiences straight away sometimes. And it's really, really special to hear that there are other things which take place over a course of time. And this is something to recognize, that we live in a world where we expect immediate results. I think it's important to recognize that quite often we haven't been looking after our bodies too well. And it takes a bit of time. We've got to give our bodies a real chance to recover and get back to a normal stand. And I think this is something as well which is key to emphasize. We're not talking about making superhumans out of people. We're just talking about giving the body everything it needs and letting the body do the basics. This isn't a miracle juice. It's not a medicinal powder. It's just pure fruit and vegetables in a powder form, and we're giving our bodies everything it needs, and the body is then the miracle worker. We're just plugging those nutritional gaps. So thank you so much, Chantal. Really, really amazing to hear from you. Right, we're going to come back into the presentation now. And around about the same time that I learned about the products and I was aware of these nutritional gaps in my body, I was also having the feeling that there was some gaps in my life in general, about the enjoyment I was having at work, if I was looking forward to my future, if I was working towards my goals and dreams and ambitions rather than for somebody else. And how long did I want to be working in my life? And as I was asking myself these questions, I was very impressed to find out that there was also a business opportunity connected to these amazing products. And that's what we're going to be coming on to now. That the person who introduced you to the call this evening will be able to go into certain aspects in a bit more detail. And the marketing plan is something which perhaps can't be explained just in a slide, but there we have a bit of an overview to explain about the various positions that one can achieve, and it goes actually a bit higher as well. And all of those are achieved through one's own performance, not how long you've been involved or whether you're a man or woman, if you've got a university degree, it doesn't matter. It's all based upon how one performs. And that means also that one can achieve what one wants to achieve. If someone says, yep, I'd be very happy with £300 more in a month, then great. If someone says, I would like £3,000 more in the month, then that's also achievable. And it's achievable by following some simple steps, which we're going to come on to in a minute, but also very key working alongside the person who introduced you. Chantal mentioned about Eileen, simply getting in contact with her. And it's amazing to see how close those guys work together. What we're looking at there is some of the values in English of average monthly incomes. And then we start getting towards the idea of passive income, residual income, being able to build something up, which then I can profit from for the rest of my life. It's similar to the idea of building a house. Yes, it takes time and effort to build foundations, walls, windows, roof, etc. But when I've finished this house, I'm able to rent out those rooms. I can rent out the flats to people, and I can profit from the work that I've put in at the beginning. We saw earlier as well about the TÜV certification for the products. The marketing plan has also been certified by TÜV as being fair and also recognized by the Court of Law in Frankfurt as being legal and serious. I think those are a couple of key things to get out the way early on. And again, just saying about the transparency of the quality of the company. Now, actually, I'll just go back a little bit. What you can see there, oops, a daisy, on the various positions. At the fourth one, International Marketing Manager, with an average monthly income there of about £1,000. And obviously, whichever country you're in across the world, you can equate those to your values. But also at that stage, we also start talking about the extra incentives that are available. Extra thank yous from the company for the hard work that's been put in, and real business builders as well. So a training program to help people learn and develop, a holiday program. PM International pays for people of the position of International Marketing Manager and higher to spend a week on holiday in the year. On one hand, it's an amazing sense of gratitude and recognition for the company. And on the other hand, as well, an amazing chance to mix with people of that higher level, of that level and higher, to learn from experiences, and just to have an amazing time together. A worldwide BMW program, so a great chance to use a car leased for by the company. Very special, not just for Fitline related things, but for personal use as well. And a pension program. These days, more and more people are looking towards the future, wondering about how long they'll have to work. And if they do want to enjoy a time of not working, then building up towards that. It's very special to know that PM International is there to support people of International Marketing Manager and higher to get there. What we see as well, that the products have amazing results. We heard from Chantal, we've heard from me, and we've seen that the many people, the sports people, for example, use the products. And it's great to see as well that the business works, whether that's the people who are going to be going off on holiday or have the trainings at the moment online, organized from PM International. And then we can see some friends of mine from Hanover with their various cars. We have results from the products. We have results from the business. And somebody who's going to be sharing his particular story with regards to how he got started and what he's doing is the amazing David. Hi, David.
Hey, great. Thanks, Ian. Okay. Quick and to the point. My name's David Rollings. I'm 52 and now. I'm from the UK originally, but I'm found the best woman from Austria I could. So I now live in Vienna. Okay, my story with Fitline started, about a year ago. The first 50 years of my life, I spent sleeping really, really badly. I'd always need about an hour and a half to get to sleep, and then I never got a good night in anyway. And when my wife, Marion, turned up with a couple of packets, which looked like this, and said, just take these and they'll change your life, I was the most skeptical person you can imagine. But within a couple of weeks, as Chantal said already, it had transformed my life. I was hitting the pillow and I was gone. So I knew the products were good. I knew what I was taking was excellent. What I didn't know about was the business side. My background, I've come up through the corporate world. I've been into consulting. I've had my own engineering company for over 10 years and so on as well. was that I wanted to look a little bit deeper into what the business opportunity behind it was. In the past, I've never taken network marketing seriously. And I remember, for example, we've had one example where we got trapped into a presentation where we were offered the chance to give the price of a small car away for a huge amount of product, which we could never sell. So we've run in the past quite far away from network marketing. But what we heard with PM was we heard very, very realistic steps, realistic plans. We got to see people who had been the places that they were talking about. We saw the cars they were driving. We've discovered a really serious and long-term business behind it, based at the premium end of the market as well, which was basically also very, very risk-free, because you can get in very easily, as Ian will tell us in a second. And things like have all the normal things you have running a business, we checked out and we saw the company chases invoices. The company looks after your logistics for you. And these are all very, very important things, especially from my point of view, having run a business myself, to know where was my risk, what was involved in it. So there we are. We knew the products worked really, really well. We knew that the products themselves are so simple to take that you don't need to be an expert. You don't need to have a doctorate in anything to do that. And to tell somebody else, it's just use it, talk about it, give people the chance of taking it for themselves and discovering for themselves what they have on there. And one thing I really love from the business point of view as well is that you can just put it into anyone's hands. We've got, for example, in our team, we have everything from pensioners who are just after a little bit of pocket money to help build them up. We've got business people who are looking at the moment for an extra income to replace what they've lost during lockdown and so on. The name of the game is it's your own business. You're the boss, you choose the pace you want to go at. And in our case, it really was a case that we were looking for something that we could build up together, make a small family business of it. And that fits in really so well, not only for us, but many people we know who just love their chance to have a plan B there as well. And it is really so easy to get going on. And one thing that I think in the presentation that Ian's just mentioned is you've talked about, okay, money's behind it. Yep, okay, we all like to earn money. The pension, that's fantastic. Going on holiday, the training's there. You've got a car program as well. But one of the things that I've really noticed, which is from the business point of view, but it's not something that I've ever had to measure in the corporate world and so on, are people who say thank you. And this is whether you're working with somebody who's now running faster, an athlete, whether you've got someone who's sleeping better, or whether you've got somebody who's just lost 3, 4, 5 kilos through the weight loss program and so on. There is nothing that can beat a customer calling you up and saying, my God, thank you that you got onto me with this because it's changed my life. And this, you can't replace this with anything. And there's no way I'm going back to the conventional world again, where that just doesn't exist. Anyway, we made our decision. We said to ourselves, okay, we want to build up something together. I've now got the absolute joy of working together with Marion, my wife, who's hiding over there away from the camera. We made the right decision for us. We're really, really, really happy working with a load of positive people who are there behind us as well. And this is such a contrast to what I learned from the corporate world, where everybody's trying to stick a knife into your back. Here, there are people who have no direct interest in what you're doing from the financial point of view, but they're all there for you. Is the people, for example, in this call this evening, they're all happy to come together to share their information and as a group build something much, much better. So that's where we are. The future is looking fantastic. But I think, Ian, that's probably enough from me, because I think we're all eager to hear what Marcel's going to be having in a couple of minutes. So, oh, I restaurate. Thanks.
And hello, Marion's hand there. So yes, thank you, David, so much for sharing that. And you know, you've just in a beautiful few minutes there, explained what makes it so simple, but also what makes it so successful. And that's what we're going to be looking at now. And there are a million reasons for people wanting to get involved. And it could be that one of these is this feeling of giving something back, and hearing a thank you from someone whose life you've helped improve is pretty amazing. And as David was saying, it really is a very simple thing. The first thing, the very important thing, is to make a decision. That's the same thing for everything in life. One's made a decision. If that's a yes or a no, one always has a good feeling. And we're going to say in this case that someone decides, but you know what, I'm going to try that. I'm going to bring my health up to a new level. And in this case as well, I'm going to explore the business possibilities. So I use the products. And how do I use the products? I use them every day. I wake up in the morning and say good morning to my body, give it everything it needs. I say good night to my body, help it have a recovering night's sleep. And I wake up the next day full of energy. And the same way that David did, Marion did, and Chantal did, I talk to people about these amazing results. The same way we do if we see a good film, if we read an amazing book, if we eat at a great restaurant, we tell people about these special experiences. And especially if it's something which has really made a positive difference in our lives. If possible as well, it's always great to sit with someone one-to-one, drink an active ice together so they can taste it. They can also maybe experience how it feels as well. But if I've managed to infuse 5 people as customers or team partners, then I achieve what we call the first level in the marketing plan as manager. And the beauty of it all is that's as difficult or as simple as it's ever going to be. That's all that's involved. Use, talk, and demonstrate, and onwards and upwards, continuously doing that. Now, for someone who has been sitting here this evening and said, well, okay, that was very interesting, it's not for me, well, that's fine. That's also a decision. No doesn't mean no forever. And I think it was a great decision, for example, that you were here this evening, and I thank you for your attention. Other people will say, well, yes, really, really great. I'm interested, and I'd love especially to take my health up to that next level, to give my body everything that it needs. And if one decides to do that, then one can join as a customer. Again, the English price is involved here. So for the small cost of £100 a month, £103 a month, I can give my body, as I say, everything it needs. And if I break that down on a daily basis, so £3 a day for a better immune system, for better digestion, for better metabolism, for more relaxing night's sleep, for stronger hair, skin, and nails, for more energy, well, I know that I spend a lot more than £3 on things which were no benefit to my body. And really, health should be my greatest investment. And someone who says, well, yes, I'm interested to do that. And also, this business opportunity sounds very exciting as well. Then with the possibility to start. And as David was saying, there's very, well, there's no risk. The biggest risk is that I'm going to have a healthier life. We have what's known as a turnkey system. So a company which is immediately ready. As soon as I'm registered as a team partner, everything is set up for me. I don't have to worry about distribution. I don't have to worry about storing goods. I have my own shop. I have my own links to invite other people to join with me. When I join, I start with a £16 investment in a demo bag. As we saw, use, talk, demo being the third step towards success. And this demonstration bag, I always have it with me. It's like the smallest office in the world. It's got a water bottle for water, which is amazing for mixing with an active ice with the 2 beakers, which I have here, and a spoon to stir it. The active ice as well I received when I start as a team partner. We're going to see that on the next screen, the perfect way to demonstrate with someone about the amazing products. And as I was just mentioning, that active ice is available for every new team partner, value of £32.50. So paying £16 and already receiving something back is pretty special. And receiving something back from the word go is what every team partner receives. Looking at the bottom option, first of all, for somebody who wants to bring their health up to that new level, they start with the optimal set. Here we see the boxes. Inside each of these are 30 of those sachets, which we saw earlier. So a month's supply, give my body everything it needs, and helping my body to have that better night's sleep. Doing it as well for 3 months, an automatic redelivery. I'm receiving the products up front, but I pay each month. I don't have to pay for everything in advance. It's a bit different to anything I've been used to in my life. The company trusts me to send me the products and lets me pay month after month. And as you can see from the price on the right-hand side as well, a team partner, before they've even done anything, receives automatically a 20% reduction. Very special. A manager quick start, we can see above that, is someone who receives 6 optimal sets. Now the manager quick start, if there's somebody who's maybe sitting here this evening and thinks, well, yeah, amazing, I really want to try this for myself. And you know what? I can already think of 5 other people in my life who might need more energy, a better night's sleep, to lose a little bit of weight perhaps, or also to explore the possibility of having a few extra pounds in their wallet. Amazing way to get people straight away involved. And as you can see from the price on the right side, there are chances as well for someone to make in their first month an immediate profit. And also as well, I've set for myself 5 other people sharing their testimonials with me, and 5 other people who are likely to continue to use the products as well. As I say, a team partner, whether they're just the normal start or a manager start, receiving that Activize for demonstrations, and also a manager quick start receiving the ultimate young. An amazing turn back time effect. One can go onto YouTube and see some amazing videos showing literally in 3 minutes wrinkles being completely wiped out. Now, looking along the videos, I've not seen one wrinkle in any of your faces this evening, but we all know somebody who might have a wrinkle somewhere, and they will very appreciate very much seeing the benefits from that. As we've heard, this evening, it's all about making a decision. I hope there's plenty of information for you towards making that decision. It's all about living a healthier life, a more fulfilled life, the chance as well to build up an extra income, more fun in life, and that is pretty much the whole idea. So thank you again to Chantal and to David. And now we come to what's known as our star part. And we have a very special guest here with us this evening. I know many people who are here are very, very excited to be hearing him. This is someone who at a young age has built up an amazing business alongside his family as well. He's someone who's an author of a book, and as I think even more inspirationally, the author of his own particular life. It's a real pleasure and a privilege to welcome him here this evening. I hope I can find him. He's the co-host who should be able to free himself. There he is, looking very, very well, looking very happy, looking very healthy. Absolutely excited to hear your part this evening. Please welcome everybody, Marcel Heberlein.
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me? Perfect. So I would start directly with my presentation. Just let me check this. So can you see my screen? Yes. So yeah, I'm Marcel Heberlein, 30 years old, from Germany. I'm married, got 2 kids, and yeah, I'm doing PM since, let's say, I started 2013, and then I started for like 3 years just to playing a little bit around. And from 2017, we made a decision to really go for it. And since then, our life completely changed. And I will show you in my presentation all the ups and downs, because in most of the presentation, it is always about the ups, but nobody's talking about the downs. And for me, it was very important back then to learn from people who made a way through those downs, because it helped me to get easier, more successful. So let's talk about my way from kindergarten till today. So I did 2006, I graduated in high school. Also, this was the time I was started playing basketball at the age of 16. So most of the guys said, okay, that's too late to be a professional someday. So 2008, I dropped out of school because I wanted to drop out of school. I was not bad at school. I was always a great student, but I didn't see any sense for me, because for me, it was very clear. I don't want to go to university. I want to go in that direction where my father went. So nobody understood it back then. But for me and my father, we made a decision to drop me out of school and made a decision to go all in with basketball. And that was a very special time back then, because nobody was believing in that I would make it. beside of my father. So I will come to that point later, what belief does to somebody if you believe in him. 2008, like I said, basketball instead of school. Then from 2009 till 2014, I played professional basketball in Germany, Europe. And yeah, during that time I had a knee injury, and then I started 2013 the first time to just share the products with other people. I was not thinking about business, I was not thinking about my future. For me back then it was clear I want to get back on the court and earn my money over there. But I started to give the products away because I mean, the people were taking it and then they were talking to other people and they sent other people to me. So I was like, okay, the product really works. I mean, I take it the whole life. So for me, it was normal to be always good, to feel always good, to sleep always good. For other people, not. So 2014, I ended my career, and 15, I started an apprenticeship as a real estate agent. And this was very, very important for me to feel what it means to work out there. I mean, real work, not doing making your hobby to your full-time job like basketball. This was really important to me. And then you see here, I was not the fastest in PM. So I started here in October. I made the IMM within 3 months, the VP in 6 months. That was okay, pretty fast back then. And then I kept this level like IMM and VP because there my focus wasn't there. And I had no why. I will come to that point later. And then in July 16, I decided, hey, I have to go a little bit further. And then 2017, when my wife joined PM, it really went crazy. Like you see here, president, 1 year later, silver, 2 years later, gold. So right now we are close to platinum. And this was one of my, main reasons why I was thinking about, hey, you got to think different when you want to achieve something more than just being worker from 8 to 5 like most of the people out there. Because my dad told me back then, hey, as a kid you have dreams, you have goals, and you want to drive a nice car someday, and you want to have a family which you can invite to 2 or 3 times to a nice holiday. And then when I started working with an apprenticeship as a real estate agent, I saw, okay, this was my income back then, and it doesn't fit to all the goals I once had as a kid. So what is the opportunity? Most of the guys say, hey, if you save some money, you can buy something in 10, 20 years. For me, it was not an option because it's simple math. If you take 10 years and you would save 500 euros each month without any months not saving, I mean, from January till December, for like 10 years, you would have saved 60,000 euros. And I was 24 back then, and I was like, okay, if I save like 30 years, 500 each month, which was very hard with this income over here, I would have had 180,000 euros. So I still would not be able to buy one of those things. I mean, this would be very stupid if I save 30 years and then I buy me a Porsche or something like that. That would be really stupid. So what other options you got out there? You can start a franchise, or you can have a part-time job. But with a franchise, you have to do a big investment first, and then you have to hustle 24/7 for years. I saw it by a couple of friends, and the risk was too high for me back then because my wife was pregnant with our first kid. And yeah, like I said, I just was in an apprenticeship, so yeah, that was not an option. Part-time jobs is only for the last week of the month. Like I'm always saying, it's the first 3 weeks, the normal job keeps you over the water, and then the part-time job saves the rest of the month, but it's not getting you higher or like further in your career. So what was the option for me? You see it back here, PM International, because you have no risk to join PM. You can try it. You can be your own boss. Nobody is saying what you have to do. And yeah, this was perfect for me back then, because I was working from 8 to 6 in the evening, came home, little kid was still awake for like an hour, and then it went to bed. And then I can build up my business from 8 p.m. to 12 p.m. and that's what we did. So this is my PM career. When you see the numbers, these are the 2 years, 14 to 16, where it was just, yeah, it was okay. I earned like 500, 600 euros each month. But then here it was like, okay, I have 2 more years in my apprenticeship. I want to get out of here because I don't want to work for the next 30, 40 years with such a low income and no freedom. So this was the first time I was thinking about it. And then you see I had ups and downs and ups and downs. So, but today we're talking about this right here because there are a lot of people out there, that's my opinion, which are exactly in this situation. So I want to talk about a situation here where I didn't go up during that time because I had no why. Why should I invest my time, my free time, into PM when I'm feeling good? I had a lot of savings from the basketball career, and so there was not really pressure for me to do something. So the first thing ever is find your emotional why. We come to that point later. Then I didn't go to any events. I had ego problems because in the first 6 months, like I showed you, I reached the vice president really fast. That was back then in 14. It was really good when you do this in 6 months. And I didn't listen to anybody out there because I was like, okay, I want to build my own way. And yeah, that's out of this situation back then. I learned you always have to keep learning. So I had a lot of excuses. So I had one appointment a week, and I'm like I canceled it and put it on the next week and stuff like that. Yeah, and yeah, I was not doing anything for PM. Like I said, time for change. What to do? There was the time here. Find an emotional why. Go to every event because there will. For me, it was like, okay, Sven Paller, the sales director of Germany, he told me, if you want to be successful, go to every event every month, every business academy, and talk to the people over there which are successful. So for me, it was like, okay, I went the first 7 times alone. And at the 8th business academy, there was Björn Müller on stage as a special guest. And he was that guy who inspired me to make more out of my life. So I saw this guy up there and I was like, okay, this guy has nothing special, like better. He's not better than me. He's not smarter than me. He just did it. And I was lazy. So that was the moment I realized, hey, I can do it as well. So please go to every online event at the moment where you see a special guest or anybody, because you never know who will inspire you. Then no more ego problems. Today, I'm still in that mode, like I want to learn from everybody who's further than me, who's better than me. I just want to learn from them. Don't talk, just do it. Back then, I was a lot of talking, but I didn't do anything. Do your daily work and set priorities. And then this is really crazy because what you want out of life is probably 6 to 18 months away from happening. If you keep working for it, be patient. I'll show you later, our income increased like from 800 to 10,000 euros a month within 5 months. So this was really crazy for us. And find your emotional why is pretty easy when you know how to look for it. I was always asking myself, what do I want in life? And then Anita Agnemüller, which is the fastest Champions League ever by PM. She's from Norwegian. She asked me on a world tour on the Maldives, she asked me, don't ask yourself what you want, ask yourself what hurts you. So what you do not want anymore. And what hurts me back then was I couldn't see my kids. I mean, like I said, I went to work at like 7:30 in the morning. My little son was sleeping. And then I came back at 6:30 in the evening. And then I had like 30 minutes with my little boy, and then he fell asleep again. So on the weekends, I played basketball to earn another 400 euros a month. So this was my biggest inspiration. So the second point was, I mean, somebody else is telling me what to do. I don't like that. It's that easy. I mean, back then, my boss, he canceled like 2 vacations during my apprenticeship because somebody else who was longer in the company or with the company wanted to go during that time. So that was just for me not freedom. And of course, money-wise, because money buys freedom. I mean, it is like it is. Money is pretty important. Why is it so important to have a vision? Really, you have to have a vision. It's like a pilot. If you go on a plane, you want to go to Rio de Janeiro, and there's a pilot coming in, pilot A and pilot B. Pilot A is like a little bit confused. He goes into the plane and then talks to the people and say, "Hey, welcome everyone. Where are we going?" And then the co-pilot saying, "Yeah, we're going to Rio de Janeiro." Ah, okay, we're going to Rio de Janeiro. So the flight is like 10 to 14 hours. I don't know. Never flight over there. Yeah. So he's giving the people out there a bad feeling. So 1 of 100 is staying in the plane. The other 99 are running out. Of course, because everybody is a little bit scared, afraid, and so on. So this guy has no vision at all. So pilot B he knows exactly his goal. So he comes into the plane with a smile, he's good looking, and then he talks to the people like, "Hey, everybody, hello, everybody. I'm Mr. X, and I will fly you today to Rio de Janeiro. I know right now we are in rainy Frankfurt. It's cold outside, but it's my job to bring you to the warm, nice Rio de Janeiro. And it will take like 12 and a half hours. And then it's perfect in the afternoon. From the airport, you take a cab directly to the beach, to the Copacabana. And at 4 p.m. in the afternoon, you will drink your first caipirinha at the Copacabana." So this gives you as a passenger a great feeling. You're really looking forward to get to Rio de Janeiro, and you forget about all the circumstances in Frankfurt, like rainy, cold, and so on. So this is just an example for how important a vision is. So if you don't have a vision, nobody will follow you. Maybe one guy out of 100, but this is really, really important. People follow people with a vision. Like I said, I started back in February 2017. My goal was earning 10K a month at the end of my apprenticeship. So there was 1 year left, doing PM as my main job. What did I do after finding my goals? I was writing them down every single morning. Till today, since 4 years, I'm in the morning, I write down my goals for the year. I create a vision board, very important. I told every team partner my vision. And I tell you right now, most of the team partners back then, they were laughing at me and say, "Hey, you needed 3 years to reach IMM, vice president, and now you want to go within 1 year to president and higher." Yeah, but I told them I will do it. And then I had to set the priorities right, because everybody of us is like sleeping 8 hours. Let's make it for an example. We work, we're driving there, driving back, like 9 hours. So what are you doing in those final 7 hours during the day? Most of the guys say, yeah, I'm working, I'm sleeping, the whole day is over. No, it's not. You got 7 hours. Check yourself, what are you doing during that 7 hours? Because then I was listing up like basketball, friends, gym, Netflix, household, kids, shopping. And then I asked myself, is this point getting me to my main goal within the next 12 months? And then I cut everything which is not committed to that goal. So I called my basketball team and told them, hey, I'm out of the season. I have to take care of my business and my family first. And maybe next year I'm coming back. So I told my best friend, hey, I will be really busy because I have the apprenticeship, PM, and my family back home. So it could be that I forget to answer sometimes on messages. Don't be mad at me. I'm on a mission right now for 1 year. At gym, I didn't go to a gym after that, and then I gained like 10 kilos. But so what? I gained 10 kilos, and I lost the year after that because I had so much time during the day. Netflix, household, it was like really crazy what's going on back then. I mean, we had 4 rooms in our apartment, and 3 of them were so messed up. You couldn't go in there because it was really, it was not good. Because we did presentations the whole day. We were not having time doing household, so we cleaned only 1 room where we did the presentations, and everybody was like, hey, that's crazy, you got kids, you're doing an apprenticeship, you do so much for PM, and still your household looking so good. And we were like, yeah. So kids and shopping were not something to cut. So, but you see, there's a lot of time you wasting. Don't get me wrong, I was wasting back then. So discipline is very important. Having a morning routine is very, very important. Me and most of the guys of my team are doing every morning, like writing down our goals, sitting in front of our vision board, and drink our power cocktail in the morning in front of that vision board. Then, of course, use Talk Demo, do it every day, and have patience. It's not a sprint, it's a marathon. How important is the vision board? I mean, Sven Palla and my father told me 2017, if I want to go for it and reach the president's team, I have to make a vision board. And honestly, at the beginning, I was like laughing at everybody who had a vision board, because I was like, hey, that's some kindergarten stuff. I mean, they cutting out the pictures and put it on a paper. But later on, I realized how important it is. And for me, it's the most important thing of everything. So this was my first vision board. You see here the 7th of March in 2017. That's 1 month after we started to go for it. And I had really high goals. Like, I wanted to drive to the graduation with a Porsche Macan. That was, it was a crazy idea. I was young and so on. Then I wanted to go qualify for the world tour, because they went to the Maldives, and since I was a kid, I wanted to go to the Maldives, and I want to achieve the president's team in 3 months. So this was pretty, not impossible, but it was a challenge. So I reached every of those 3 goals within like 6 or 7 months. And then for 18, I did the same. And you see here the watch when I achieved the silver president. I wanted to go to Rio de Janeiro to the carnival, and that was the picture for our house. And we achieved everything. And when we started to make this like a work ethic, like to do it with team partners, our whole team exploded. Like, really, we went crazy. And you see here, because remember when my dad and me decided to drop out of school and everybody was mad at us, mad of us, my whole family, my mother, everybody. My dad told me one thing: I have to make a vision board. And then back then I was like, okay, if he wants only this one thing, I'm like, okay, I'm doing a vision board. And you see how bad this Photoshop is. I did it with Paint. Some of you guys maybe know Paint from Windows. And you see here, that's not even my body over here, but it's my head. Also here, the German national team, and this was like a first division team in Germany. And then 3 years later, when I moved out from home, I found that picture. And what was really crazy is I achieved both of those things. I mean, you see me here, that's original, that's not photoshopped. You see me here 2.5 years later playing for the German national team, and here also playing in the first division. So the working days, what is PM working days? It's not only like I was thinking, you go in every event every month and you're gonna be successful. That's bullshit. But I was thinking like that for 2 years. 2017, I realized when I have to put in the work. And that's every day for at least 1 year. Give yourself a try. Do every day a little bit, not too much. Do not say, hey, I'm doing now 100 contacts a day. I'm texting like 50 people a day. Don't do that. Give yourself like little pieces, like starting with 5 contacts each day. Then after 1 week, if you get used to it, make 8, then 10. And then after 1 year, that's crazy. So you build up success when nobody's watching. It's the little things what create the big things. That's why you should concentrate on the little things. Use talk demo every day. The power of events, like I said before, this is Björn Müller here. This was my inspiration back then, and the other guys as well here, because it's so crazy. You get a piece out of everybody, and you build your own, success story. Because I learned something from Carsten Ledole, Kevin Toratsbacher. Always learning a little bit, and this if you add it, it makes the whole story complete. So very important during that time is focus on yourself. Please, winners focus on winning, losers focus on winners. There will always be a guy who will be faster, but concentrate on your way, on your goals, and you're gonna be fine, trust me. Success is always the same, doesn't matter where. I mean, in sports, it was like I started here, I had a burning desire, I practiced every day, and I was coachable. So I reached this and that. So in PM, it's the same. I have to have a burning desire. I need a daily working method, and I have to be coachable. So, yeah, and that's how we started, because everybody's always thinking like, yeah, they started because his name is Heberlein and it's very easy for him to get people. It's not. It's even, I would say, it's the same like everybody else, or it's just a little bit harder because everybody expects of you to get really big in a short time. So that's why I'm showing you these pictures here. We started with little presentations here on the table, use, talk, demo. Then 1 week later, there was a bigger, more people over there. And this was really crazy because this was March 17. I organized like 25 people for a big project. And then only 6 weeks later, we had 180 people at an event. That was the time I reached the president. And we thought it was just like a hype. And then 1 year later, we started the same thing for my wife. You see her here. And then started with 25. After 2 weeks, we had 60 people. And then we broke my record and had 240 people over there. So it's just a focus and energy thing. This was our first business academy in February. Three months later, we came with a big bus. So it's possible if you make it. And this was the first step. Be a role model, be a leader. If you want to create momentum, you have to go ahead first. So don't say it to the people, hey, let's go. Show the people, let's go. So and that was every time I want to create momentum is I will do the most appointments and meetings and calls of my whole team. Like for 1, 2, 3 weeks that everybody sees, hey, he's going for it. It's that time again during the year. So during that time, people say, hey, you inspire me by doing so much at the moment. I will do the same right now. And then when you create momentum, like I said, don't be this guy over here just telling the people what to do. Show them what to do and where to go. Ups and downs is very important. Here, talk about my downs. This was the time for change here. And you see here, it's going up, a little bit down, up, up, up. And everybody in Germany was thinking at this moment with 160,000 points, hey, Marcel is reaching the silver president pretty soon. And then I dropped down in November 17, I dropped down to 99,000 points. I didn't reach the president's team. I couldn't. I went to the leadership, and yeah, when you have ever been to the leadership, there's you have your own seats when you achieve the level of president. So, and I didn't get my own seat over there with my name on it. I was just below that and behind on the tables, which are for everybody. And then, of course, everybody in this building who know me went to me during the breaks and asked me, hey, why are you not sitting in front? And I thought you going for silver this month and stuff like that. And then I had the choice, either I lie to the people and find an excuse, or I tell them, hey, the last couple of months I was pretty lazy. I didn't reach the president. That's why I'm sitting back there. And that's what I did. I told them the truth. And yeah, after that, I was realizing, hey, I have to give a little bit more speed. Then it dropped. We went to 240,000 points, reached the silver president, and then you see another fall. 100,000 points we lost within 2 months. Trust me, what comes fast goes fast. So that's all I want to say to that situation. Don't trust the people who are coming and saying, hey, we're gonna, I don't know, we're going crazy, and then they started really fast, and then yeah, just trust me, it's going the same way down like it went up. So never give up. Failures will either crush you or they will help you reach your dreams. So learn out of every failure. So you have to do it, because it's like with little kids. You tell them so many times, don't play with fire because you will burn yourself. The first time they really trust me and they believe it if when they burn themselves. So you have to learn out of it, then it's really good. If you be this guy, that's not pretty good. So the power of duplication in network marketing. This was the time I was saying, hey, I go for it. 50,000 points. You see here, within 4 months, we went up to 140, close to 140. And then you see all my numbers. And you see here, this was really crazy. When you compare January last year and December last year, that's crazy. And that's when the power of duplication went to my team. We had a work ethic with vision boards and stuff like that. So trust the plan, trust the people who reached to those goals, and just ask them how they did it. And then do it on your way, but do it like the same way. Was it all worth it? I mean, you see here, that was our first 2 cars. This was mine. And of course, the wife has to get a bigger car than me. Of course, when you're married, it's always like that. So you don't have to say anything at home. No, I'm just joking. Was it worth it here? I had so many crazy trips with PM. You see us here in Las Vegas, on the Maldives, in Rio de Janeiro, all for free. And that was always the thing when I was a kid. I was like, hey, I want to see the world. I want to go to the nicest places all over the world. And of course, it would be nice if it would be for free. So here you see us with our wedding on the Maldives during the PM World Tour. That was really, really crazy. And yeah, 2017, we started with a vision of having more money and more time. That was very, very important for us. Time and money. 2018, we both do full-time PM, so as a main job. And this is our life today. So we built our dream house. I have my dream car, like a Porsche Panamera. But the most important thing for us is we can spend so much time with our children, like going on vacation with them, showing the world to them. That's really the most excited part about PM, like having this time. So this is still in German, I don't know why. You have financially freedom with PM. You can work wherever you want with PM, and you have, yeah, you're free with your time. So the answer of was it worth it is definitely. I mean, thank you, PM, for this amazing opportunity, because where, in which different job is it possible to build up like really, really a lot money and also like having a lot of time? So this was my part for you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope anybody of you is like yeah, grateful to heard my story, because maybe I was the guy who inspired you. I hope so, and I wish you good luck having fun with PM, and trust me, go for it and be patient.
Amazing, Marcel. Thank you so much. It's always so very inspiring to hear your story. And you know, you're saying about, you know, learning from the people who are where you want to be. I'm 99% sure everyone on this call this evening is looking at you as a role model for where they want to be, but not just that, to how you are as well, the way in which you are as a person, the way in which you've set your life, and that everybody can achieve that as well. So thank you so much for sharing that, and for giving people here this evening the motivation, inspiration to do the very same. I'm just looking forward to when your book is translated into English. That's the next step. And amazing, as always, you know, big thanks as well to Chantal and David for sharing their testimonials in the first part. Really, really special to hear that. And thank you, of course, to you for being here this evening and for taking part. I hope it was informative. I hope you gained as much of it from Marcel's part as I did. As you've seen, these are now regular calls. We've had some amazing speakers. Next week, Alexei Eisner is going to be speaking for us as well, which I'm looking forward to. But last and especially not least, a massive thanks to Marcel for taking the time to share his story with us this evening. Thank you, Marcel.
Thank you very much.
Everybody, a great evening. Don't forget to take your rest rate. Have a great night's sleep. Bye-bye.